Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome to the Man United Agenda reaction show. You can see the smiles on our faces because we did get 3 points, so stay with us for this one. Hello, everyone, and you're very welcome to this reaction show. I am delighted to get stuck into this because Marcus Rashford is after sending Cullum 2 more goals closer to eating those spicy jalapeno jellies, and I'm really looking forward to seeing some torture in his face. And I am joined by OMONDI. How are we doing on Monday?
Yeah, it's been a great game. I really enjoyed that game. It's one of those games where I feel something special is happening. I know we've been sort of following the project since June, since he's arrived. And you have to, when you assess it at this stage of the season now, and how way we're playing and what we're seeing, you have to be super impressed with what the manager's done. It's amazing, amazing. And today was like a little cherry on top for me. Little things I'm seeing in the game made me think to myself, wow, I'm super impressed. And what a week. We've got to go into the week now playing Barcelona, playing Newcastle in the final at Wembley. This is massive. And when going into a week like that with that sort of confidence where you're seeing your team playing football and being on it and being on the same page, team, regardless, people might say, oh, Fred is this or Harry Maguire's that or whatever. We're playing as a team. We're all working for one another and we're getting results. So I'm really positive and optimistic about the week ahead, which is massive in Man United's history now. This is a massive week to beat Barcelona, go through, and maybe win a cup in the first season.
Absolutely, absolutely. I suppose the lineup was kind of interesting because Harry Maguire obviously was absent. I'm not sure was that explained. He didn't make the squad. Injury. There we go. And Victor Lindelof had to deputise next to Martinez. And even though the height issue has been addressed time and time again, the pundits in the game were questioning about the height of the respective centre backs and how they were going to struggle. But no such issues again today. But on Monday, we did come out of the blocks, like Usain Bolt. We started very good. We were aggressive in attack, and we seemed to have the better of the play. But as in the Leeds game, things did seem to kind of cool off, and Leicester got a foothold on us. They started pressing, and in reality, if they had gotten a goal, possibly the picture of the game could have been different. What are your thoughts on the way that early exchange between us and Leicester kind of bore out?
Right, obviously, I disagree with you, Rebel. We have to bump heads on this one. I think Leicester came out sharp and were ready to set traps for us. They had about 3 or 4 opportunities, had about 4 or 5 corners in the first half as well. The one-on-one situation with Barnes, he played it into Nacho, and Nacho laid it off to him with a little 1-2, and he had his one-on-one with the keeper, and the keeper made a fantastic save. And then there was a save from back post from Nacho where the keeper scooped it out and cleared it. There was 2 good opportunities for Leicester early on, but these opportunities were afforded to them by us giving the ball away. So they were ready to pounce on us as soon as they give the ball away, or we fell into one of their traps, stupidly giving the ball away. They were able to pounce, and that's what they worked on. They put a lot of energy into breaking really fast. So there was a time I counted 3 or 4 people in their box early on in the game when they were countering us and really driving forward. You know, so I think they set out as the better team. They created a lot of chances early on, and we need to get our foot on the ball. When we got people like Fred and Sabitzer just working their partnership in midfield, I think it was quite difficult for us to get our foot on the ball and get a steady head on. And once we did, obviously the result came through. But the way Leicester were going to threaten us was from transitions and counter pressing when we give the ball away, and that's the way they set out. When it came to sort of when we're in shape and we're all okay and organised, it's harder for them to make their opportunities because there's nothing to play through. They can't play through us like that. But they wait. You've done their homework and hope to seize on opportunities to break on us like they did how they created their chances. So I think they started better. We only got better once we got more composed, more mature about bringing the ball out, getting the play in the final third, and then started creating our own opportunities, which really hurt them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, I do see there's 8 glorious, wonderful supporters of the Man United agenda in the live chat. Please do give us a like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to us here on the Man United agenda. And speaking of those people, do you want to say hello to the gang before we move forward?
Big up True City fan. He said he's here first. You were silver medalist on the watch along. I saw you, but this time you did arrive first. Yeah, you get that gold. Gunnar Gumza. Gunnar Gumza, sorry. My brethren. How you doing, man? He's an Arsenal fan. Fergie must work for PGMOL. Good win, but how Sabitzer didn't get a red card? I'm still confused. So we're catching you. We're slowly catching Arsenal. Be warned. Bobby in the house as well. How you doing? Jeff is here as well, saying good match. What a match. We could have scored 7 East, but got to finish better. We're saying there. That's from Jeff. Plus, what difference having a proper manager and Rashford world class again. Big up to Kobe Mainu. That's from Emma. She loves him. Mo Son, Bobby K, Ricarlison. Does he need to go? Talking about the game coming on now. Marcus Rashford, Emperor of Old Trafford and Premier League, says Bill Baggio. 5 academy players on the pitch today. Fantastic. That's what we love to see at Manchester United Football Club. Want to say hi to Robbie as well. Robbie Norman, all the way from Ireland. Wow, lads. Loving that second half. Loving United again. Most certainly. And the man who done the watch along, Mr. B, saying superb performance from everybody. MK, even if we scored first, we would still win. I'm that confident in this team right now. And we've got FTSN Column, who's getting a bit anxious because of what he said earlier about Rashford's goals. David De Gea again with some massive saves, whatever you want to put it.
Absolutely. His name is Marcus Goldsford from now on because he just keeps on bagging those goals. He is the High King of Old Trafford. And Cullum, prepare those sweets, buddy, because you're going to be eating those soon, my friend. And we will be here to watch those tears. But Monday, speaking of David De Gea, I don't think it was ever been in doubt the level of his shot blocking. I think he still is one of the best keepers in the world in the foray of shot stopping. And I myself have questioned his ball distribution at times. And we do know that he had a reluctance to come off his line as well, which is another element of his game, which has been queried over the years. But without David De Gea's interventions this season, there probably were times when our midfield got breached that we could have been in a lot more trouble only for having him there.
Yeah, look, let's be honest. He's played some really good saves. Is he the complete keeper? No, he's not. Does he make fantastic saves? Highlight reels. Remember, they used to cameraman, Peter Shilton used to make these wonderful saves, tipping it in the top corner, and the cameraman would capture it like that, and it's like, oh, outstanding. Same like De Gea. He's like amazing. Sometimes they say the reflexes he has, sort of get balls away, not just save them, but take them away from the danger area as well. He does a lot of the time. But saying that, he has been prone to sort of the odd mistake or goals where you can question. The microscope is on him all the time. So if we do concede a goal, people might say, "Oh, could De Gea have got that?" Like the free kick against Crystal Palace, outstanding free kick. No one's going to save that, but people still raise the question: should he have got that? Should he have got that one? Or any goal that's scored, there's always a question mark. So if you're playing at the highest level, which is Manchester United, for us, you've got to be under scrutiny a lot of the time. But today, he was magnificent with the saves he made, because they could have been 2-0 up and we would have been in big, big trouble. Even though Emma was saying we could win any game now, even from 2-0 down.
Absolutely. I just want to say hello to Yasin, the Liverpool fan. You're very welcome. We will discuss that particular battle at a later date, and we'll be more than happy to have you on to bump heads with us if you so choose. And Robbie Norman, yes, I am aware that Dublin are beating Cork, but that is none of my concern. Even though I live here, I'm originally from Kerry, so the damage was done to my team yesterday when Mayo beat us in the GAA. But that is just a quick segue. But I think it is time to talk about the High King, Marcus Aurelius Rashford Golius. The man apparently set another record today, cannot stop scoring. And I think, did I see that his number of goals equal Chelsea's now at this stage?
Oh, God. Well, I saw there's so many stats coming out, because when you're on a goal scoring run like this, all the records are out there. They're testing it. I mean, since the World Cup, he's been on magnificent form. And you say, well, he sometimes plays from the left, sometimes he goes down the middle. But either way, he's always going to be a threat in behind, because you play him in and get him in, he will have the pace to get him beyond the defenders, and he's got the confidence to get his head up, touch, and slot it home. The first goal was magnificent. I mean, he held his run, bent his run. Bruno dinked the ball out with the outside of his foot, first time into his path. He controlled it. First control, brought it into goal, and he sized it up. He could have squared it for Garnacho. We sized it up and hit the bottom corner. Bang, goal. Simple. There he is with the first celebration. The second goal as well. I just want to remind people he's scoring headers as well this season, which is outstanding. His game's improved, his variety of goals. The second goal, I'm so excited. I can't even think how the second goal went. Of course, it was Fred. Martinez played the ball out from defence on the left side of the defence, and he played a lovely. It was like Weghorst came deep to get the ball. Now Martinez, great with his passing, always crisp, pinging passes. Played it into Weghorst, but Fred came along out of nowhere, just like RKO, touched it away from Weghorst and played in Rashford, which initially looked like it was offside, but Rashford's in on goal again. You can't stop these runs. And the midfield man, the centre back played him on, fortunately for us, in on goal, 1-on-1, just slotted it home. Actually went through the keeper's legs. So that's 2 goals, a brace, and 2 celebrations like that. Obviously, there was a VIR on the second goal with an offside, which is really close, but it was onside. And Rashford comes off with a brace. Usually say, keep me on, I want a hat-trick. No, we're here to do business. We've got big games during the week. Our manager made some substitutes to save people for the big games coming up. 32 games, 32 goal involvements from goals and assists from Rashi. Thanks, Bill. You helped me out there. Brilliant.
Absolutely. And though, what really captures the imagination for me as a Manchester United fan is Marcus Rashford started the mindset celebration where he's completely in tune with his mind and his body. And this celebration, players around the world are looking at it and kind of going, I can dig this. I can get into the ethos of this. And I think only today we saw an Ajax player do the Marcus Rashford mindset celebration. So this thing is spreading like wildfire. I want to say hello to Zoe's Media House. She's Rashuni all the way. Box is saying Rash Van Persie, Rash Emfries, Rash Fanny. I think the amount of names that we have for him at this stage is unbelievable. Jeff Vagos, big up Rebel. How we doing, buddy? And Mbappe possibly going to be playing on the other side of the front three for us next season. If Ten Hag can do this with this team, imagine what he can do with the right players. Now, we did go into the first half, the end of the first half, 1-0 up. Bit fortunate, I think, given, as you right pointed out, the way that the patterns of play kind of were executed in the first half. Second half, we came out the door, and there was a question of offside on the Rashford second goal. And after VAR done its thing and drew its lines down to the millimetre, it was found that he was onside. And it seemed like the Leicester resistance just died after that, because we just hit them with wave after wave after wave of attack. And there was probably a couple of goals that would have been on the plate for Weghorst. But you mentioned it on the watch long. The chance that I do want to talk about is Dalot not finishing that prime rib roast of a ball that he got from Bruno Fernandes and not sticking it in the back of net.
Listen, man. All right, it's a beautiful move. Dalot, you expect fullbacks to be overlapping. He's underlapping. He made an underlapping run, which means he was cut inside. He was inverted. He played it out to Bruno. Nice 1-2, which 1-2s, that's a theme of tonight's performance as well with Sancho's goal. Played it out to Bruno and continued his run into the box. And this is a really difficult person to pick up when they're running from deep. We've seen that with Casemiro. We've seen it with Sabitzer today as well. When you're making these runs from deep, who goes with it? You know, go and watch the replay about these guys running from deep. Sancho for the goal as well. He made that run from deep. So he played a 1-2 to Bruno. He played a 1 to Bruno, and Bruno gave him a return with a lovely ball across the 6-yard box. And all he had to do was slot it home with his left foot. He went with his right foot, and it went wide off the post. Now, I think, personally, like you talk about Sunday dinners and all that kind of thing, there's terminology. When you play football, you know, finish your dinner. You know, simple thing. And he was spoon-fed. Basically, he was spoon-fed a lovely meal there, and he should be wearing a bib because he spilled his food all over the place. That, to me, I would have loved. He would have been my man of the match standard if he would have scored that goal, because he played pretty well, Dalot. But you want to see people getting in those positions and being confident enough to get there and try to finish things off. Once these things click, man, we're looking at a 5-6-0 performance. It was that was just part of it, Rebel, wasn't it? Because that was a lovely move, which opens teams up, sliced and diced, you know these little Chinese chopper boards, like that. Just cut hot knife through butter football that we love to see. We haven't seen for such a long time, but we've got these patterns of play now. Bruno out wide as the advanced wide playmaker, bringing people in, setting up things, it's wonderful to see. So Dallo, I applaud you. I know you spilt your dinner all over the place and everything else, but I applaud you for that. That was a fantastic move.
Absolutely, and he will obviously be brought into training and shown how to finish his dinner by Benny McCarthy, I'd imagine, in the not too distant future. But there is a small bit of breaking news. It's just slightly off topic. Sky Sports are reporting that it's confirmed that Sir Jim Ratcliffe's bid is not for 100% of Man United. It is for 69%, meaning that 31% of the club would remain in other hands. So that's just something to keep an eye on going forward. Now, on Monday, you've been keeping your eyes on Mr. Sabitzer, our loanee from Bayern Munich. He's come in to, I suppose, do a role for us in the absence of Christian Eriksen, who really did go. There's the wonderful mascot of the Man United agenda himself. Hello. But he came in for Eriksen to do a job for us because obviously our midfield resources were thinned out by 2 injuries. And it's now looking like his attitude and his mindset is really aligning with Project Ten Hag, Project Manchester United. And per reports, Bayern Munich only want £15 million for him. So is he doing enough to say that the minute we resolve our takeover issues, let's just get Mans in and have him in the squad for next season?
I don't know whether he'll be signed. I really don't know. But I can only judge him from what I've seen his performances for Man United right now. Now, I don't watch German football all the time. I don't watch Austrian football all the time, whatever. But I know he's a good player. And what I'm seeing from him is a very, very good player for Man United. What he's doing. Playing simple, right? Something you want Fred to do. Whatever's going on in Fred's head is like flash a million miles an hour. And that's why everything seems rushed and not composed. This guy's composed like Eriksen, in a way. Can dictate the play. And beauty of it, he's 2-footed. People need to watch. He's pinging balls with his left foot, with his right foot. Standard, like nothing. Like it's just standard to him. No problem. To the target, Not only that, he can get around the pitch. He can pinch and intercept the play. He can be strong as well. He's only 5'9" or something like that. Strong guy. Knows how to use his body to get in the way. People are complaining, he should have been sent off today. But he's the one putting his foot in. He shouldn't have been sent off. It wasn't intentional. You got no player's heart. And play like I was playing today, and the referee tried to book my man because one of my players because he made 3 fouls in the first half. I said that's down to your discretion. It's not the rule. He said, "Oh well." I said, "I know the player. He's just getting in hard. He's just trying to make tackles, And the same with Sabitzer. There's no need to send him off for that. He was just trying to do the right thing, get his foot in, and sometimes that happens, So Sabitzer for me is a shoo-in. If he continues like this, he'll be a great squad player to continue being at Manchester United Football Club. He belongs here the way he's playing. How can you just come in like a duck to water and play in a midfield, which we're absent, we've got voids there, and come in and do good jobs and with good performances that we're seeing right now. Barcelona played the other day. He played today against Leicester, a good team. Leicester supposed to be the form team at the moment. Sabitzer, left foot, right foot, composure, passing, control. It's all about having control of what you're doing out here. Playing the way he's facing, simple things, popping it around the corner where he wants, getting up the pitch, making bursting runs into the box like Casemiro does, which he could have scored from. No one could pick him up. It's really hard to pick up. He's got an all-round game. Simple game, but effective. I love him as a footballer, and I advise everyone, if you're got young kids out there, play wall ball, left foot, right foot. Always learn with your other foot, because then he makes you twice the player, and he's looking at the moment.
Absolutely. No. I do want to mention one more player that has come back recently after being rehabilitated by the gaffer Eric Ten Hag, and that is Jadon Sancho. And I'm loving to see the enjoyment that's on the man's face, because it looks like he's coming back to enjoy his football. And is it his second goal in 3 or 5 appearances at this stage? So he looks like he's following Marcus down the academy of getting his mindset right.
I mean, let's talk about this, Rebel. The guy's been away for a while, and whatever's gone on with him, maybe Rashford saying it, mindset. We need to go to mindset camp. You say, well, camp is a word in Dutch, isn't it? Camp, whatever, mind camp, or whatever they're doing out there. Go out there, get your head right if you're going to be playing for this football club. Be a professional. Seize the day. You're at a great club at such a young age. Maybe you're distracted by tattoos and raving and wearing all the new clothing or whatever you're wearing and thing. Maybe you need to get your mind on the game and prove to yourself this is a small 10-year window opportunity where you can be the best. Be the best you can be. That's all you can do. You know, look, play Luke Shaw. He's trying to be the best he can be. Rashford trying to be the best that he can be, the best player he can be at this time. You've got to understand these things. You're playing for a club. Next club you go to might not be as big as Man United. There are very, very few clubs out there where you can say a step up from Man United. You know, so I'm glad to see Sancho back. I'm glad how they took care of him and you know, cut his toenails and trimmed him and got his mind right, give him yoga massages or whatever he needed to be the player he is. He's playing really well. Obviously, talk about position-wise, Rebel, which I want to come to you if you watch the game. What do you think about his position that he's picking up? And I think he can do anything across the line because his technique, for one. Ping it into his feet, technique, control, 1-2 touch, bam. Advanced playmaker, whether it's wide, middle, or top, he can do it all. So, what do you think about how they're playing him? Because he's not playing as a wide man completely, but he's just mixing it up.
Interestingly, the fact that you mentioned the positions and the fluidity of the front three as we seem to have at the moment, there was a very interesting comment during the game, the match commentary, that the reason why Rashford was playing more at the point of the attack was that they needed to make sure that they spared his legs because they did not want him doing all that running and tracking back because it would diminish the number of games where they could be putting him in and out because obviously we are missing Anthony at the moment as well. But regards our boy, Jadon Sancho, he seems to be willing to kind of pick up any position that the gaffer wants him. And maybe it's the plan now that they do not want to have defined roles in the attack because they want to give the opposition different looks. Maybe Jadon Sancho turns up on the right. Oh crap, what do we do now? Next time he's on the left. He might be at the point of the attack another time. He could be in the Bruno role at another phase of play. And he seems to be more competent. Sorry, not competent, more comfortable in his football at the moment. And I think that has to be all put down to the way that Ten Hag sits his players down and develops a process to get them game ready. You could be the fittest, the strongest, the fastest player in the world. You could even have all the technical attributes known to man. But if your mindset is not right, you will not perform well on the pitch. We've seen it with highly talented players in the past. Mario Balotelli, to name one, was a guy that had it all for me. But he never, ever hit the heights that his talent warranted because there was a mindset issue there. And I think that's the thing that we're seeing under Ten Hag. They're attacking those mindset issues.
Yeah, just a comment here from T2 Izzo. Welcome to the Man United journey. He's saying, hi all. Hi, back at you. He's saying, I thought Sabitzer was very tidy on the ball today. Would love to see him alongside Casemiro. Delighted to see Sancho get the goal. He looked really sharp today. And I'm on the same page as you, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. What I would say is that there's 12 wonderful people in the chat. We do appreciate all support for the channel, so please do give us a like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about it. Tell rival fans about it. We want them all to come in and talk to us about Manchester United. And I do want to say hello as well to T2 because I think it's the first time I've seen you in the chat. You may have been around in other shows, but you're very welcome. Bill Baggio, we're very Fergie-like football-wise. We give as good as we get. We're not scared of anyone. And the football can be electric at times. Or, to quote Paddy, rumpus! But on Monday, we are getting to the point where we need to talk about star performances and the man of the match. I think it's no surprise who I'm going to be saying, but I'm going to go to you first.
All right, look, overall, I like the team. It's the team performance that really buzzed me today. It's not about individuals, it's about the shape, the system. That's what really counts. And I think De Gea, we talked about him, really good shot stopping. Distribution was pinged one great ball, low and hard, went to his man in about a second from 30 yards. Bam, pinged, because usually flights them and it gives defenders time to get around there. Centre backs, Lindelof came in today. Unnoticed, didn't really notice him. That shows he had a good game. Just picked up the pieces, does what he does. And then we got Martinez. I thought Martinez was brilliant today. You can't rush him or anything else. You just turn away from trouble. And left foot is like a wand, spraying balls. There's one ball he sprayed in the second half. I was like, oh, you're too good. You know, Dalot, fantastic. We've got left back as well, Luke Shaw. He's a brilliant player. Have to give him his dues, man. He's one of the best in the world, in my opinion. There's not many great left backs out there anymore. Centre midfield. Fred, I think, was poor. He gave the ball away far too often, in my liking. But his desire, he wants to work hard. He does wants to do the right things. So bits are really good. Bruno was really good today as well. Rashford, outstanding. We got Garnacho. I don't think he played too well. And Weghorst done okay, done his right things, worked really hard. But for me, it has to be Rashford. And then we've close behind Bruno, Martinez, and Sabitzer. These sort of players, and Dalot as well. There's so many good players, but Rashford clearly outstanding with the goals he finishes today. So yeah, for me it's Rashford, but I have to give a shout out to the others. What do you guys think in the comments? What do you think, Rebel?
Well, as you know, I've been doing the rah 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 ma na 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 Marky Ashford here. Marky Goldsberg is absolutely flying at the moment, and the way that he is performing, he's nearly like a leader man. And I wonder how big a shadow did Cristiano Ronaldo cast in terms of the way that our players express themselves on the pitch. While a supremely gifted athlete, and there's nothing bad to be said about Ronaldo and his football, you'd wonder, was there some of the parts affected by the way that we needed to play to utilise him correctly? It's starting to show that maybe it was, because even when he was still with us at the start of the season, he was used rather sparingly by Eric Ten Hag, and the fruit of it is now coming to pass for us. I think, Zoe, though, we are 3 points behind City at this stage, and MK saying Garnacho's still better as a sub, needs time to develop. And interestingly, and this is something I want you all to discuss after the show in the comments. Reports today is that Garnacho was very unhappy that he did not get to go to World Cup as part of the Argentina squad, and is contemplating doing a flip-flop on his international allegiance and playing for Spain. Now, obviously, given the quantum of young talent that Spain had, if they add Garnacho to their options, that would be a major feather in the cap of the Spanish international team. I want your thoughts on whether or not maybe, as pointed out by Mr. B when we discussed this earlier in our group chat, would that lead to possible turning of the young man's head to come over and join either the Catalan Giants or Real Madrid? That is something to consider. OMONDI, any final few comments you want to hit before we wrap this thing up?
Yeah, just talking about it was an Ole game. So Box is just highlighting that now. He's saying after stopping 20 minutes in the first half, the team played well and killed off the game early. And we made the subs as well. This is what we're saying. Squad depth, all these issues. We only brought in 1-2 players, Weghorst and Sabitzer, both on loan. And we were talking, oh, God, maybe we haven't got enough squad. But we've got to win 4 competitions. And we still, the way we're rotating, getting ourselves in a good position, bringing off Sabitzer, bringing on Kobe for a little run out. This is really going, it's fortunate at the moment. What's not fortunate is getting injuries and suspensions. Eriksen's out until April, possibly. Casemiro is back next game. He's back next game, thankfully, for us. So it's hard. With football, you just never know how things are going to hit you. But I think the manager, that's his job. He's managing it really well. Everyone says, oh, he's always played his first team. He's always, not today. Lindelof comes in. Varane's on the bench just to rest up. Just enough. Just the 1 or 2 players rotated is enough, you know? Garnacho comes in. He doesn't usually get a start. He starts and gets dragged for half time. But at least he can say, "I've got another cap, under my hat, or a cap under my appearance thing, whatever he's doing at Man United, So it's good. It's keeping people happy, keeping people on the side. That's what the manager's job to do, as well as doing tactical stuff. He's got to keep people happy. Elanga comes on, looks a bit, showing a little bit of something. Sancho's coming back. You've got to rotate these guys, even position-wise, like you said, total football. There was a period in the game towards the end We went 1-0 up and we controlled the game. Rebel, you don't like me saying this, but going 1-0 up and control. I'm getting to the place now where this is heaven for me. It's really good to see that we're 1-0 up and we change. We're conservative. We don't need to go forward because the only way Leicester were going to hurt us was when we got players ahead of the play and they countered us. We stopped that out, cut that out. 2-0, 3-0, and then Olay football, 1-2 touch football. Even Wan-Bissaka was getting involved. I'm like, my God, am I seeing things? Brilliant. It gives confidence all around the team, and really happy as a Man United fan right now. Really happy to be on the Man United agenda. We're doing things. This week is huge. Join us, guys, because we are going in on Thursday, and we're going in especially on Sunday to hopefully bring home a trophy.
Actually, final question on Monday. During the presentation, Gary Neville said something that kind of contradicted the feelings of most of the fan base, in that even though we cry out for a bit more rotation to keep players fresh and in zone for the important games, he's saying that the way that we've moved around our centre backs at the moment, that we're actually damaging the ability for them to develop up a strong partnership, strong links, because one week it's Maguire, Martinez, then it's Maguire, Varane, Lindelof, Maguire, and many, many different combinations. And as a result, that the patterns of play, that they mightn't actually be enough in sync with each other. Is Gary overreacting a bit? Or do you think that maybe there's something to it?
We also know, we think about Pallister, Bruce, we think about Yapstan and Johnson, or Rio Ferdinand and Vidic, the great partnerships and all this kind of thing. But players, if you're a good player, you're a good player. Lindelof came in today and done a good job playing in a partnership with someone. It's the system that creates these things. If you know what you have to do, that's why Luke Shaw plays left centre back sometimes, because you need that balance, left-footed, right-footed. This is how we do it. This is how we build up. You're left-footed, which means you can get that ball out your feet and spray it that way. That's how we want it to go. You won't see now a right-footed player playing on the left side of the fence. Look at Arsenal. They've got Gabriel and I call him Sabitzer. It's not Sabitzer, is it? Saliba. I always get confused. Right-footed, left-footed. These combinations are clear. Look at Newcastle. They've got the Botman guys, left-footed, and another guy. It's got to rotate like that. It's a rotation game these days. I don't think that partnership's just as important. Our main partnership would be Varane and Martinez, I reckon. But beyond that, someone can come in today, like take Varane out, you put in Lindelof or Maguire, and they were supposed to do the job. Or we take out Martinez, who's been injured from the World Cup or had a rest, and Luke Shaw is playing as the left-sided centre back. So I don't think it's as vital as Gary Neville's saying. He's coming from a place where, these mythical partnerships that we used to have, wonderful classic partnership, that's all well and good. But we're at a stage now where professionals playing in a system, a really good system, it won't affect them that much. Obviously, we've got our B team guys, but the B team guys can come in and do just as good a job at times.
Absolutely. On Monday, I know you've had a long day of it. I want to thank you very much for joining me here on the Reaction Show. To the 10 wonderful people in the chat, please do continue to like, share, and subscribe. I believe we will have Andy Tate back with us tomorrow, so stay tuned for any announcement on that front. And of course, if any news breaks on the takeover, we'll be right here on the Man United agenda to break that news to you. But from us for now, I want to say a very good evening and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.